Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I'm in my Strv-O, platooned up with Cup. We're on Panama, standard battle, top tier. They have a few extra 9s, more than us. And really when it comes to Panama, what I feel is B2 is going to be the big fight. And whoever wins B2 usually is going to win this map. It can be done otherwise, however, like progressing anywhere near the valley is just so difficult because all the sight lines. If there's a scout sitting in a bush with good camo, he can just get vision out for his team, and then it's hard to move along the rocks for cover. So it can be done over there, however, like the probability of it is probably pretty low. Best bet is to win B2 and then either work back to your base or just work back towards through the middle, like F6, and then shoot everything that's left in F0, because that's usually where everybody on the red team's camping if they didn't go to B2. Alright, so our scout in J2 can't figure out how to get through the rocks in the river. So I'm going to have to be the one spotting for our team, and this tank has no armor, but it does angle well, so you get good bounces. You definitely just don't depend on it. It's a sneaky little tank destroyer, so as long as you get set up in siege mode, your camo's in full force. And I spot a E1, 257, and a T10. Gotta be really careful since I'm the first one spotted. Chances are Artie's gonna be looking at me. And this tank does not like Artie, and Artie loves this tank, so see if I can get shots on this E1. Their tanks are shooting at me. Get a shot into that T10. This gun's penetration is really good. In siege mode, the accuracy is excellent. I can see that Emil too, and tried to get a tracking shot there. I did hit his track, I just didn't break it. I gotta say, with the new 4.7, if I didn't say it in my last video about 4.7 update, the audio to me is really good, except the fact of, like, when you shoot your gun it just doesn't seem loud enough. So if they just turn that up, the rest of the volume FX are pretty sweet. I like listening to the bullet get chambered. Alright, so there's an E75 shooting me in the side. Finally he got lit in the middle of the map. Shoot him in the side, I get spotted once again. I believe this, in 4.6 this thing got nerfed as far as camo after shooting. And you can see I'm barely looking over this ridge, so he has like barely any of my tank to shoot at. And now I got him perma-tracked. I wish I could show you guys what it looks like when I'm aiming down my barrel, but I can't. I'm just keeping him tracked in place. I'm going to shut him down. And then our T30 takes him. So 3-2, our team's playing defensive, which is perfect since me and Cup are both sniping. If they start poking, they're probably going to potentially get shot from guys over in like A6, and then we won't be able to help them. So their best bet is really to let them come over and let us hit them. Alternatively, I mean, you definitely can make a push, you just have to be tactical about it. When you're poking on 6 tanks, usually you're not going to trade effectively. So Waffle gets spotted in the north, but he starts to run. Artie throws a shell at me, and I'm really in a vulnerable location. I mean, if that already knows anything about this map, he knows that there's like a little divot here, and it's like perfect for a Strv, so if he just continues to shoot here, it should be lights out for me. Just waiting for them to pop over, but our team's being pretty aggressive, so we're not getting any shots. Our T-30 starts to just poke around the flank, kills their waffle. It's kind of a patient game here, definitely not Cup and I style. We'd rather be up in the fight with our heavies, but and this tank actually is a decent like flanker, but I don't have any hit points to really make that move, and if they decide to just all in me, I can't really do anything about it. So since I still do have heavy tanks alive, I'm gonna hope that they start to push over and I can help my heavies out. That E1 poked over. I know I feel Artie's looking at me, but it's not Artie, it's actually a Conqueror. So I'm just trying to get out of here as fast as possible, just get unspotted. But not totally leave the team. I want to be able to still support them. So if I'm going to be able to support them, I need to eliminate this Conqueror. This location just gives me a different perspective, gets me a little farther away from him, so it's going to be harder for him to spot me. However, through this bush, he spots me, which is pretty amazing, to be honest. I was really surprised that he was going to be able to spot me through this bush. I already shuts the Conqueror down, which is going to allow me to get in a different position. We do have a KV-5 on the 0 line. E75 kills the ML2. And it's definitely not over, but it sure feels like we're taking control of the game. And then their 257 kills our E75. I shoot and get spotted once again. I don't play this tank a lot. And honestly, I can feel the difference in the camo change that they made for when the gun's firing. Cup shuts that the Wizard 111-14 down. Gets spotted again. Trying to use this ridgeline. Artie shuts down the E1, the 257 starts to poke over, and now I just feel at this point Artie's probably going to be looking at me, so I gotta move. Assess the situation. So me and Cup over here, we got a KV-5 over in like J9, and then we got Artie support. They have a Scout, a 257 and an Artie, so if we can take out their Scout, that 257 really doesn't have great vision, so essentially we'll poke out the eyes if we can get rid of this Scout tank. KV-5 puts him on 159 hit points. I aim carefully and make sure I shut him down. If he gets away, he definitely could cause some havoc with artillery still left on their team. So. Alright, so my guess is that the 257 stays up in like B2 and sets up a defense there. He's really not going to play very well from the field. So I wanted to try to get a counter attack so me and Cup could pinch him down. And alternatively, he comes flying down through the field. And that's great for me. I mean, it means I have to try to start back over with my plan of attack, but I'd much rather him be in a field than be in some mountains where I have to set my siege mode up and down. Alright, so he was heading over towards the bridge, and really my thought process was he's probably going to get unspotted and then try to decide what he wants to do from there. And he's seen me taking off, run around the ridge line. So my guess is that he's going to try to work the middle. If he does that, he's going to get butchered. I mean, if you're up against a Waffle and a Strv-O and an Artie, you definitely don't want to be in the field. So my other thought was that he goes back to his base. Like D7 is a really good location. You can kind of use that undulation cut into the mountain. And then as I'm pulling over here to get the heavy spotted, I spot their Artie, which is fantastic. So I'm going to put a shot into him, leave him on 34 hit points, of course. I didn't want to kill him. And our Artie just got done driving around, and he is going to land this shot. So excellent shot, Artie. This guy's been tearing it up in his artillery. And I spotted the heavy just over this ridge. Just want to get him spotted, kind of use this dead tank. You see how bad his vision is. However, as he gets closer, he does spot me. So I track him in place, and I stay in siege mode trying to back up. I can potentially poke this hill, and I was going to try to use the dead tank, but honestly, a Strv-O in siege mode just is really an awkward location to use. So KV5's capping their base. Got a minute left to take care of that. See, and if he was down in D7, he'd be able to cover the cap. And he'd shorten the line of sight on. Now you can see he's kind of heading over towards their base. I get a nice tracking shot right into his rear track. And this is really where I wish I could show you guys what I'm shooting at, because he's angled perfectly to the point where I can't pen him through the side or the rear drive wheel. I could shoot him up the butt, however, then he could potentially drive away. And I know Cup's got his side, so I just wanted to keep him perma-track there. So Cup and I get out of our comfort zone, we both jump in tank destroyers, and we end up carrying the match. Tank destroyer play is kind of fun. I just feel like it depends a lot more on your team, which is kind of unfortunate. Let me get to end game stats here. Made 34,000, did 4,900 damage, 21 assisted, did get an ace tanker. These tanks, to me, are hard to ace. I think it's just the gameplay. And I'm not a huge tank destroyer player, so my patience usually runs thin. Their 257 had 3k damage, 3 kills, but that just wasn't enough. Cup did 3k, I did 5k, so 8k and 3 kills between us. And then Artie also contributed 3k and 3 kills. So that's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.